Okay, welcome to my kitchen. Today we're making Germknoedel. Doesn't that sound good? Yeah. So what Germknoedel is, it's a German treat that is traditional in German-speaking families, and it's a steamed dough that you top with a cream, and it is yummy. So let's just go ahead and get started. I have my 2 helpers here in the kitchen. Please, Dylan, not so close. And my son Dylan is videotaping it for the first time. Hopefully this is not a mistake. Say hi, Dylan, as you are. Okay, so first what we're gonna do is we have everything measured out. 3 3/4 cups of flour. And we have 1 cup of warm milk. We have our yeast, our egg, our butter, our sugar, our lemon zest, our salt, and our vanilla extract. Now, one important thing about using yeast is that you need to have everything warm, because yeast is not happy in a cold environment. Yeast is happy in a warm environment. So everything is warm. So let's get started. The first thing we do is we take our flour and we're going to pour our flour into the bowl. Oh, we have to be very careful. It is very full here. Okay, so Jillian, what do we need next? After our flour, the yeast.
Mix the instant yeast with the flour. Then,
okay, the yeast with the flour, and what else?
And then you mix it with sugar, then your vanilla sugar.
All right, we're just going to get this mixing very lightly so that it can incorporate with the flour. Okay, and to that mixture, I have a 1/2 cup of sugar going in. And to that mixture, I have a teaspoon of lemon zest going in. We want to get all of that zesty lemon in the bowl. Okay. And so, we also need to add our salt. As usual, we have our salt and our flour and our yeast and everything in here. Now we're going again. And Jillian, what do I do next?
Mix
The sugar's
add
in.
the salt and the butter.
Add the soft butter. All right, the butter is warm. Remember what I said at the beginning of the video, yeast likes warm. What does it say now?
And then your egg and milk.
Okay, let's add the milk here, warm milk. Wunderbar. So the final touch is add the egg, Kaylee, and while you're adding the egg, I'm gonna add our vanilla extract. Okay, so look here. We're having problems with the memory card, but as you can see, we have our dough mixed very well. Everything is incorporated, and now all we have to do is let it sit for an hour.
It looks like mashed potato.
Once you see, after an hour, this is going to be double in size. So you see the size now, and in an hour, you will see it double. So we'll come back in an hour with more. We're gonna cover this with a clean towel. Kaylee, clean towel.
That is science, comrade. Just gotta zoom in on that.
And we need to be sure to leave it in a warm place. And it's fairly warm, so we're just gonna leave it here.
What's a towel?
See you in an hour. You can see here the dough has rose. These are the ones that I've already started working on, and I have my filling in them, and I have them rolled out and dusted with flour. The preservative that I'm filling it with is made of apricot and peaches, also with a little nutmeg, cinnamon, brown sugar. And I let it reduce and then blended it up to get this puree. Traditionally, in Germany, they use prunes or plums, a plum preservative. But I don't like that, so this is what I'm using. Let me show you how to get it rolled. What you do is you want to have it flattened out. Now, right now, my dough is a little warm. I'm gonna dust it with the flour so that it will stop sticking to my hand. I think actually my hand is probably what's warm. You're gonna flatten it, but not too thin because you don't want the filling to burst through. So this is about right. I'm going to form a small bowl. And then inside this bowl, I'm going to put my filling. As such. And that's just about enough. I'm going to seal it. And you want to make sure you get a good seal, because if you don't and you go to steam it, you just have a big mess on your hands. So we're going to seal this up nice and neatly. Twist it at the end once we have it closed so that we can make sure nothing comes out. I'm going to dust it with a little more flour here. I got a little preservative on my fingers. And once I have that done, I just roll it around to make sure it's nice and tight. Nothing's going to come out of that one. Perfect. See? So this is ready to sit. And all of these, once I get them rolled out, are going to have to sit for another 20 minutes, maybe 15. Give it another little rise. And then after that, we'll be able to steam them. What else have I been doing while we have been waiting on this dough to rise is making our sauces. Come and check out what I made. Oh, let me show you guys. I don't have a steamer, so I have made my little own contraption here. And this is how I'm going to steam my dumplings. I put a little salt in the water to get it a good steam. I sprayed my rack with nonstick spray. I'm going to crank this fire up when it's time to go to high. And place my dumplings under this dome. And it's going to steam nicely. With this sauce, I use cream, milk, and sugar, nutmeg and cinnamon, and butter. And this is going to be the topping. It's nice and warm. Traditionally, it's served nice and warm over the dumplings on the cloth, and I'm going to actually let these steam for about 20 minutes. And I don't want them too close together because they're going to actually expand in size. So once I get them on here, I'm going to cover it and let my little homemade steamer do its thing.